Can you hear the music? Is it loud enough? Can you hear it?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to make sure. Ready? It's just the drum roll. Hey, howdy, y'all. Howdy, and welcome to Pinky's Powerhouse Productions podcast. My name is Tanya, aka Rodeo Pinky, and this is my first. Are you ready to get down? Ready? When life kicks you in the gut or slaps you in the face, what motivates you to get back up? What inspires you to find the passion and energy to fight and to be heard? Taking your life back and then showing others how to and inspire them to reclaim their power as well. Let's dive in, right? My first guest for this week. Okay, my first podcast. We have Addison Morris from the Women's Cannabis Chamber of Commerce. She is an amazing person, and she's sharing her story with us today that she's never told anyone else. Let's welcome Addison Morris.
Thank you. Thank you. I am very honored to be on your first podcast, and I'm very excited about the theme and direction of your podcast. I think that really is of value, and I think that what you're bringing to the table will inspire a lot of people. Incomprehensible and horrible things happen to people that either destroys or redefines their lives. Surviving these experiences does not mean you go on to live a productive, happy life. Surviving does not mean that you find peace. Surviving means you are still alive. This is the first time in 50 years that I am sharing my experience, and it is the last time. When I was 19, I was abducted, brutally beaten and raped, presumed dead, and discarded in a shallow grave. 3 days later, I spoke at the first Denver conference on the prevention of rape and domestic violence. The next day, I was on the front page of the Denver Post. My entire life changed in that moment. I spent years speaking and listening to other people's stories. Retelling our trauma story over and over traps us in victimhood. The story begins to define who we are. Retelling our trauma story does not help us or anyone else. The story we need to tell is how we rediscovered who we truly are and the life we wanted to live. It is a story that gives others hope and strength to work through their demons and darkness. Over the decades, I have had the honor of hearing stories of Holocaust survivors. How do you rebuild your life when you have lost everything and everyone? How do you go from a concentration camp surrounded by death and starvation to a condo in Florida surrounded by your children and grandchildren and living in happiness and peace? There is this undefinable thing that I call the human spirit, for lack of a better term. I've experienced it, but I don't understand it. I worked very hard for decades to find my way back to who I was and how I wanted to live my life. To bring peace back into my life, I learned how to create the life I wanted. And in the process, I became a human rights activist. Experiencing a traumatic incident can make it difficult to function in a traditional work environment or even a relationship. Work environments can be toxic and triggering. PTSD is real and unpredictable. I was always planning on being an entrepreneur and realized that how I could help other women rebuild their lives and their identities was to teach and mentor them on using their talents and skills to become business owners, to create a life that gave them back their control and embraced their brilliance. My journey to creating a quality life resulted in founding the Women's Cannabis Chamber of Commerce in 2016. I saw that as a way to help as many women as possible. And I do not do it alone. The WCC members support and mentor other entrepreneurs. They volunteer in their communities and they build strong, positive, welcoming communities. They are activists and innovators. They are the women who are raising kind, compassionate people who will continue to make this a better world. They are why I'm still here, and they are how I found my peace and my little piece of the world. And thank you all for being part of my journey.
All right, let's do this. Ready? Let's get some applause, applause, applause.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Ready? Thank you very much for sharing your story, Addison. It really was so very wonderful to hear how such disparity has brought you into such wonderful treasures of what you've done in the world and how you're planting your seeds to share for the next generation and beyond. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
So let's see here. What is it? So is there other things that you besides doing Women Chamber of Cannabis? Do you do other things? I think you also do like
Absolutely not. The Women's Cannabis Chamber of Commerce is 24/7.
See,
And
so you're always on call.
and because because it does function within the cannabis industry, which moves very quickly and is always changing. So does what we offer our members. There are some things that are truly the foundation of that, because we are all about the women. And membership always starts. I always start it with a conversation with myself to find out what we can do for women and what they need to move their agendas ahead. And in the process of having one-on-ones and also in the conversations that we do, their stories come out. And so, my story is, even though it has very dramatic elements to it, it's not unusual. It's not, sadly enough, it's very common. And I'm truly looking forward to all the women who have and men, I assume, who have signed up for your monthly podcast. So who's coming up next?
Well, I was going to ask you too, the other things that you do, I find it very intriguing because of you have your hands in so many different things besides just Women's Chamber of Commerce, right? So even every once a month you have the think tanks, and that you're trying to promote safe spaces for people to create new and innovative ideas and more support. So you're creating a sisterhood and bonding. So these are things too that are attributes, and I would definitely say values of also of what you contribute to every day to Women of Chamber of Commerce.
And isn't that what we naturally do as women? As women, we bring the community together, and the community may look different for each of us. But every member in the Women's Cannabis Chamber of Commerce, they have been active in their community, in their children's schools, in their church, in other organizations. They have always been active. And this is just another layer to it. And, with what I bring to the table, because I am not a counselor and I am not a cheerleader, even though at times it appears that way, because each woman I talk to, I see their brilliance, I see their potential, and I listen to what their dreams, and we should be living our dreams. And the way to have control over our lives is to control how we make a living. So everything like the think tank, the conversations with women in the cannabis industry, the private conversations among the members, all of these are moving towards the same thing, because truly where our power is as people, just not women, but I think, I can only address the needs of women. Our power is in making more than just a livable income. because with power we can help other people. We can help other organizations. We can donate. We can get our children into better colleges. We can make a difference and we can give ourselves total control. We're no longer controlled by that 9 to 5 job.
Freedom.
It is, and we need financial freedom to do that.
What you're trying to do is you're providing tools for women. Because if you can understand how to be your own boss and not have to be told by the man what to do, that's freedom, not just financial freedom, but that's freedom in life. So that way you're creating change in the way that you know that the best that you are and sharing the best with yourself in the world.
Yes, and I try to frame that with softness.
Well, also, Liz, we were being with the Chamber of Cannabis. Okay, you were also the projects, the people that are coming to you. If we can mention the Indigenous Women Chamber of Commerce, ideas of how these things fruition to make other things happen. You made the Women's Chamber of Commerce happen. Now look at you're working with other groups and other projects so that they can continue that and make your umbrella bigger. Sure.
Well, the Women's Cannabis Chamber of Commerce was not my first women's organization. Um, and I was always active in traditional chambers of commerce because I really believe that they serve businesses well. And I believe that that would be the same going into the cannabis industry. But because it is the cannabis industry, everything is different. It's not business as usual. And, moving forward, I think that is more important than ever to come together and to create a term that I picked up from Mary Jane Oatman, and I really liked it.
He's amazing.
It is a sisterhood network. And so, moving forward, that's what I hope and I'm working on building is that sisterhood network because we are so powerful. There you can look at the stats, you can Google it. Women make the buying decisions. We control the decisions of how money is spent. And we have so much more power than we realize. And to step up and really claim that and move forward with that. I've got one soapbox, and I've been on this soapbox since actually probably 1964.
And that's a lot of soaping, girl. That's
well, that's what I discovered, that I was never going to be able to get a credit card unless I had a man sign for it, that I couldn't buy a house or a car without a man signing for it. And I looked around in a little town in Nebraska, and there were women there who did not have rights, who, when they were in physically abusive relationships, everybody looked the other way because, that's just the way it is. And,
changes, Lynn. The ladies are leading, and we are ready to slay.
So let's do it. And let's do it, and that's what you are doing. So what? Okay, so Pinky, what can we expect from you? I've done all the talking.
Well, that's what I'm here for. See, basically, if you want to know about me, you can email and ask questions. But I'm pretty much an open book. I'm Rodeo Pinky. My favorite thing to do is go out and rodeo. I'm just trying to get to the next rodeo and have fun and play in the dirt and rope me some cows. You know what I mean? Other than that, go out and spread the good word, kind of like a traveling preacher. Share the love, share the energy. How can I electrify you?
What can we look forward to with the upcoming Pinky's Powerhouse Production podcast?
Basically, thank you so much. What I'm trying to do is if you have a story you can share, you feel free to email me at rodeopinkyproductions@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram. What I'm trying to do is create sisterhood. This is you. I'm taking as you as my role model. And as you working with the Women's Chamber of Cannabis, I'm trying to take not just people from cannabis, but I'm trying to share women and people's stories. I got men and women. sharing their stories with us. I have the next 9 episodes booked already, and you can look at the website for the schedule. But our next guest is going to be Dana Cisneros, and she is a lawyer. And I love it. She puts Esquire on her name. I mean, I just find that so fancy. She's been nearly a lawyer for 2 decades, and she's represented a large amount of companies through California. She's aggressive and she gets shit done, that's what we want. How do you get it done without taking shit too? So she's going to share her stories on some of the things that which she's had to endure as a lawyer. I can imagine not just cannabis, but really when you're always being a lawyer, you're always litigating. So basically, you got to love to argue, and you had to have the right words in linguistically to be able to get your point across. So I think it should be a very intellectual conversation. But down the line, I have a JML Bueno for the third podcast. I have Ishqua from Cannabis Boss Babes for the fourth. I mean, I'm just so delighted and ecstatic that I have so many people that are willing to share their stories with us so that way we can learn more about them because they're already in the world kicking ass. JML Bueno, she's an entrepreneur. She writes books. I mean, so really all of these powerful people, if you just take some of their energy and put it towards your life, because even a simple making a difference in your neighborhood, having a can drive or checking on your old people in your neighborhood, something simple. It could be just getting up in the morning and going, I'm going to conquer this day. I'm not going to sit in this bed. How can we motivate you to be the best you can be? So that's what I hope to do.
Okay, we're all tuning in next month for the next. So we'll see
Stay
you
hot.
then.
Stay hot. Wait. Ready? Hold on. Bum. Oh, let's see. Wait. Let's keep going. Damn it. Oops. Okay. So let's ready. And I want to thank you for joining our episode. Wait till next week so we can jam out again. Are you ready for some more Pinky's podcasts? Because guess what? You know you want more. We'll see.
I'll be there watching. Okay, have a
Yeehaw,
great
baby.
day.